Hello there, my name is Cris Tomos, and I've been involved in community share offers both in the village and in Cardigan town in Pembrokeshire and South Ceredigion. So a little bit about my experiences and hopefully sharing what we've learnt, and that others could take on the joyous task of setting up a community share company. So you see on the screen there is actually my share certificate when we as a family individually bought shares in the old school that closed in Helmond, but I'll talk about that in a moment. In terms of investing, I think there are several sort of stages where you can have a local cooperative share offer. The issues of enterprise investment fund is quite important. They can get tax back on the shares and the money that you put in. And what we've also, and myself, experienced is that some people would rather lend than invest. So personal loans, people can sign up for lending to a local enterprise, which is always beneficial for the individual, get more than the bank, and for the enterprise. So there are quite a lot of different models, and of course the last one here is gift aid, where people can donate to charity, and an example being Cardigan Castle that I was involved with. In terms of examples, our example in North Pembrokeshire was the village school closing, and we didn't have a hall, so what we did was launch a website, as you see here, and asked people to buy a share, £250 a share. We had past pupils, we had people wanting a hall, so we launched the share offer, and within 3 months we had reached there £50,600, which was fantastic from a small community. And by the end of the campaign we've raised £70,000 to put down the deposit on the school. And as you see there, Old Victorian School with quite a large yard next to the community playing field. So it was a great development, and there was no hall in the community. So I'm going the wrong way. What we also used as some kind of a way of ensuring everybody could be involved, for everyone to have a chance, was using the credit union. Credit union in Cardigan could lend people the £250 if they couldn't afford to be part of the share offer. So that was a great sort of inclusivity element of the project. The credit union, with now over £900,000 saved locally and lent locally to the members of a local cooperative community bank, which are a great concept in Wales. Then, as we bought the school, and lo and behold, within 2 years it was too small. So, being a cooperative enterprise and non-profit, we were able to secure grants from CFAP, then the Community Facilities Activities Programme, 196, the old WDA Toolkit grant. Also, the shares, which were coming in all the time, we had some reserves in the community, so we went and developed a new timber frame, eco-friendly extension, 230 hall for 230 people, 5 offices upstairs, and a nice balcony where we've had plenty of weddings over the few years. This was completed in 2013 and now houses events, businesses, a community cafe, a nursery, and is used every evening of the week by local community groups. So it was needed, and a community cooperative made it happen. As I said, on to the next page, I was also involved with being part of a town-based development called 4CG. If you have a chance to look up www.4cg.cymru, it'll show the community of Cardigan. There was a derelict area of land in the centre of Cardigan, and the community came together, £200 a share, and again within a matter of 3 to 4 months had raised a total of £220,000 to buy the site, clear the mess, clear the fly tipping, the graffiti, and tear down the old tin sheds that were there and have 2 car parks. So the community car parking prices, they're 30p to park for half an hour to shop and bank, or a 50p for an hour, and 150 for 3 hours. So cheap parking to keep the high street alive, to make sure people could support local shops. So the area, as I said, the site in Cardigan, quite a large area, 2 car parks, about 7 old stores. Some of them are torn down, the others are now housing tenants, and also a cottage was there, and an old bike stores. So it's well worth visiting the website to have a look at what's been achieved. By now, the 2 sets of the toilets that were closed in town have been asset transferred to the community cooperative, 4CG, and the toilets reopened. So local people ensuring local services are maintained. As I said, the share offer was fantastic, £200 a share, people coming together, media coverage across Wales, and people invested in their community, which is a great example of people making things happen. We had help from Jim Brown of Bristol, who helped us with the town project to do a comprehensive development plan and a share offer document. So that's available if anybody wants a site or to share that, there's no problem at all. And the site did go for 357,000, so a loan was had from Lloyds TSB, but with the car parking and the renting, we're seeing currently a turnover of £145,000 a year from parking and renting. So we're paying back the loans very quickly, but also giving the shareholders who have invested 3% gross return on their investment, which is very, very competitive compared to leaving it in the bank. So making things happen in your community. Yes, so shareholder power and volunteer power, clearing the site, and everybody having a good time of making things happen in their community. And on the back of that purchase of that site in 2010, 2011, the courthouse and the police station came for sale in 2013, and those very good people, the shareholders, again invested, and these 2 iconic buildings were saved and are now used for renting for businesses. So creating employment, creating activity, and creating wealth in rural Wales. The other cooperative that I have been involved with as well is Cymarian Renewable Energy. So that's to put up a wind turbine that community would own. So the planning, I'm glad to say, has been granted, but it's just missed the feed-in tariff. So we're currently looking at other options of maybe linking hydrogen storage, selling some of the energy to local large companies in North Pembrokeshire. So that's another project for you to have a look at. I then want to tell you about the affordable housing and business units. I live in a community that's rural, and affordable housing is a problem everywhere in Wales, but acutely in rural North Pembrokeshire where prices are very high. So at the moment there is a cooperative looking at affordable housing. Price of land is not cheap within the boundary of building sites, so possibly looking at a deposit for a plot as part of a cooperative operation. We're getting great help from Wales Cooperative Centre there with David, so that's at the moment gathering pace for affordable housing. Other examples across Wales, the Wrexham football club community share offer is a great example if you have time to look up that online. They were successful with an EIS, Enterprise Investment Scheme. Everybody who put money in were able to get 30% back on their investment through the tax discount scheme called EIS. So well worth talking to an accountant before setting up a community cooperative share offer. In Cardigan with 4CG, we did go down the loan lending route, so people could either buy shares or have a loan, but there was a caveat in that the loans were £5,000 each, because we couldn't really afford to handle lots of small loans. A guaranteed 4% return on your loan, and lo and behold, we have raised over 250,000 through lending, and that's been used to purchase additional buildings in and around the site, and an additional rental coming back to cover the 4%. So local money working for local people through either shares or a loan scheme. So a great example. There's a chair of 4CG, Sian Williams, gathering in the £5,000 paperwork, and as I said, over £250,000 coming in from that loan scheme. So yes, so the message that I have is that it's well worth pursuing a cooperative share offer in your community. Make sure you have legal advice. There is now a team in Wales Cooperative Centre who actually can give advice and template documents. So if you think you've got a building, if you think you've got a business that will run effectively and make money to cover the return to investors, then I would advise anyone to really make a go of it, put out the prospectus and see what comes back in, and if you have the sufficient revenue to make it work, then I'm sure in rural Wales we can make things happen. Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr.